What's going on, homies? It's been a while. I haven't been on a vlog in a minute, but it's time to vlog today. Full day of eating, going a little carnivore-ish today. We're going to talk about food anxiety, transferring that into food freedom, what that's looking like for me right now. I haven't made a vlog yet because it's really hard for me to articulate, but I hope this makes sense. I hope it empowers people that are in the position I'm in right now in my journey to try this out. It's scary, it's weird, it's especially if you've never really had a normal relationship with food. Trying to develop what that normal would look like for you is very odd. But if you're like in the middle of a dieting phase, definitely this video, there's some pointers that you can take away, but like don't like try some of these things because it might not result the way you want to. But again, I don't want to confuse you. We'll get into it right after this. Alright guys, so before we get into the full day of eating and everything, I did some posing updates. I had, but I just enjoyed the day with my wife yesterday. We had like this place called Kai's Cookies. We had cinnamon rolls. We had some pizza rolls. My keto crate came in, so I tried all the treats, mini donuts, tried those. Ended up, a little over 5,000 calories, so definitely a little bloat. But anyways, the point is that like, this is like probably the biggest I'm gonna be this week, which isn't anything. So I thought that it would just be a good day. My muscle bellies were full too. Had a good workout. I had a great run. So I thought that we would do it now. I don't know my weight. I have not been weighing myself, which I'm very proud of. It's been very difficult for me not to get on the scale. But yeah, so let's check that out right now. Here we go. Alright, so it's definitely, I'm in my garage. It's definitely noticeable that I've put on, like, I'm also really bloated. Like I said, ate a lot of salty foods yesterday. But you can tell I put on a little bit of body fat. I mean, for sure. It's definitely noticeable, but it's nothing crazy. Like, my abdominals are still there. Like I said, you could definitely see the bloat from where my navel is from all the food yesterday. But, I mean, still have that cut under my lats. Abdominals are still there. I feel good. I mean, of course, you have those days where, like, you're not happy with your body because, you want to be as lean as you were and stuff. But all in all, good tricep there. Look at that. Yeah, you can still see my obliques. That's solid. Back spread. Not bad. Not bad. Back double bicep. Definitely still there. Lumbars, especially the upper part of my lumbars is good. My lower back. It's actually a little inflamed from kettlebell swings. It's a long story. Other side pose. Yeah, see that cut is still there. It's definitely a little bit more blurry, but nothing crazy. And like I said, this is after eating a lot of food yesterday. Tricep, good. Definitely have some more thickness in my midsection, 100%. Let's see how this pose looks. I was very curious. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you can tell I've put on a little bit in the midsection. Nothing crazy though. I'm not like upset. I'm happy with what I've been able to do. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. My average calories every day have gone from roughly 1,600 the last month of my prep to now I'm at. I think I average like 2,300 a day if you like average out my refeed or my days of extra eating plus what I eat on every other day. So with that being said, I am not upset about that progress whatsoever. So like I said, I'm bloated from a lot of food, water retention. I thought that if this looked decent, then every other day is just cake on top. So that's what we're looking at, and I will see y'all for meal number 1. Alright, what's going on, guys? Alright, so this is meal number 1. We've got 2 duck eggs, 4 bacons, or 4 sausages, 2 turkey bacons. I totally broke that yolk. Not happy about that. But it is currently 9:10, so didn't feel like eating early this morning. Haven't had anything. I ran 6.5 miles fasted, trained, and then did that posing all fasted. Not because of anything, but simply because that's what I felt like doing. So we're going to eat this, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Something's wrong with my hat. I don't care. Anyways, guys, second meal, really. It's just a protein shake thing. Nothing crazy. I didn't put any xanthan gum in it. Like I said, I'm trying to make it more carnivore-esque. It's just half a scoop of whey protein, half a scoop of Old School Labs protein blend, which is egg, beef, and milk. So, except for the sweeteners and the little bit of flavoring that's in the protein powder, nothing else. We're going to eat this. Keep it clean, keep it simple. Yeah. Alright guys, so we just got done shopping. We are now making salmon patties on my new griddle. I am so excited about this. Ooh, look at them. What is going on, guys? Alright, so we are at the computer. Thought I would take this time to talk to you guys about the bulk of the video. The thumbnail. Food anxiety over food freedom. I am really working on transitioning from a bodybuilding kind of perspective on tracking and dieting and moving more towards just kind of letting it flow. And I'm at the point in my reverse diet where I'm gonna be able to start making that transition. My hunger hormones are way under control, way more so than they were last time. I have much more self-awareness. I feel like I'm ready to start making this transition. And I also know that I haven't been working very hard towards my goals outside of my reverse diet. What do I mean by that? You know, the reason why I'm not, the original reason I decided not to do bodybuilding anymore was because I felt like, although it's something I enjoy, it's not like a deep, deep passion of mine. And it was getting in the way of things I do care about, like, you know, focusing on my business. Like, it takes a lot out of you, and I wasn't really able to build my business like I wanted to, you know, creatively. It's just hard while you're prepping. It can definitely hinder you. And then my marriage, my wife, you know, I hadn't eaten one of her home-cooked meals and had dinner with her in almost a year. And even then, when I was bulking, I would just eat massive amounts of steak, I would make sure I hit my macros, and then I'd be done. And never really like enjoying her presence more than every random date night. And so I really wanted to transition to that more of a ketogenic lifestyle, focusing on building my brand, which really is, you know, preaching overall health. It's what I want True Nutrition to represent. If you watch my stuff, you know I care about people being healthy. The scale weight, everything else will fall into place. True Nutrition is overall health and wellness, and using a well-formulated ketogenic diet to get you to that point. And that is my focus. And then my wife, starting a family, spending time with her, all of that is a huge focus for me as an individual. I want to go somewhere there is better lighting. So where was I? And, you know, like the other day, I was contemplating whether I was going to have dinner with my wife or not. And because it would go against my macros and blah, blah, blah. And I decided to have dinner with her. And I had some keto fried chicken of hers. I had never, ever had her keto fried chicken in my life. I never realized that. Took a bite. Man, it was delicious. I told her, I said, babe, this is so good. And you should have seen how happy that made her. And that really broke my heart, because I had realized that I had never really sat down and had one of her meals in so long. And there are foods that she cooks, you know, through her keto lifestyle that I've never gotten to appreciate or embrace, because I've always had some like bodybuilding macro goal. And then it dawned on me that the past 3 weeks or the past 2 weeks, all of my date nights, she has been the accessory. The main course was the food. It was eating as much as I could without tracking, because it was my free day. Which is fine at the beginning of a reverse diet. But I was starting to realize that if I want to transition into where I want to go, I have to get out of that. She has to be the main course. Sounds very, very, very lewd. But the food is the accessory. If I eat under my calories, fine. If I eat over, whatever. It's not about the food. The food is a part of the celebration of my wife. And so I realized that, and I realized like I had to change things up if I wanted to transition into that. And so what I started doing was I was working with one of my friends, Fdoe. She's a great friend of mine. Go check her out. That's her Instagram tag. She's an amazing human being, and she deals with my thought processes and like lets me talk it out. And she can be a little tough on me at times when I'm acting stupid, but all in all, I really appreciate her. So if she watches this, I just want her to know that. But basically what I'm doing is like I have calories and I have to, obviously I want to hit my calories and I do want a steady increase over the next couple weeks. But like if I go 10 calories over or 20 calories under or 100 calories over, 100 calories under, I'm kind of like letting that fluctuate. Like I'm not like pre-planning my meals like I used to. Um, and this is gonna sound dumb, but how I know it's the right move is because it's difficult for me. It's a challenge for me to not want to pre-track and pre this and pre that. And I don't mean pre-track like when I go to eat a meal, I track it and then I eat. I still do that because like I want to know what I'm eating, but I don't like plan my meals out the day before, right? And it's allowing me that freedom. Like I'm starting to make that separation, right? And transition more into like that intuitive approach. Like I'm in the mood for this, okay, well then let's just eat this, right? And let's eat a controlled portion. Like today I had 4 turkey sausages, 2 slices of turkey bacon, and 2 eggs. Like that was it, and I was satisfied. I ate that meal, I put it in the sink. Y'all, I couldn't have done that 3 weeks ago. I couldn't have done that 6 months ago. I would have, my keto head, my keto bodybuilding mind would have been like, no, 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 I'm gonna save this till later. And when I eat, I'm gonna eat like 6 eggs and 4 slices, and I'm gonna try and fit in half my macros because I do 2 meals a day, and like not listening to what my body wanted at all, not being intuitive at all, simply doing what was efficient, and then obviously from a nutritional standpoint, giving my body what I know it needs to run optimally, which is nutrient dense food. But when it comes to like the timing of that food and the amount of food in one sitting, all the intuitive stuff just would never have happened, right? But I'm actually working on that, and for me, that's what I need. And to be honest, like I said when I was doing the posing routine, like if I gain an extra 2 pounds of fat from doing this, and being a little bit more aggressive with my increase with my calories, fine. I'm going to embrace that because it's part of my plan. It's part of what I need. It's part of my structure to get to my goals. That's something that, I talked about. We had a Zoom call with our group coaching yesterday. That's like the trick to a good reverse diet is where you understand that you are you, and that you build a plan catered towards that, and that you execute on that plan. You have to have a plan, and it has to be made for you with your goals in mind. Everybody's reverse diet is going to look a little different, but you need to have a reverse diet. Everybody's diet's going to look a little different, but you have to have a diet. Like for me, the first 3 weeks having lower, so like for instance, so the past 3 weeks I've been having like lower calories per day with 2 big refeeds. And that's where it's, but my hunger is pretty balanced right now. I'm getting to the point where I don't really crave those big boluses of food. So basically, my weekly average has slowly increased. And that average includes those lower days and then the really big day. So like the first week of my reverse diet was 2,180 calories. Last week was like 2,250 or 2,260. And then this week was like 2,400, somewhere in there. So the idea, next week something I'm going to be doing, because I don't want those big boluses of food anymore. I kind of want to transition more into like that. I like the calorie cycling, like 100 over, 100 under, just kind of like having that balance, right? And I really don't want to have these big boluses of food. I don't like opening up those floodgates. Once the day comes, then I want to do it because my food head takes over. But by all means, I really don't like need it nor want it. I'm at the point where like I feel like I eat a good amount of food. I can eat a good amount of food every day. So basically what's going to happen next week I'm starting about where I was on my low days this week. And I'm just going to add 10 grams of fat every day from Monday through Friday. So slowly build up. And by the end of the week, I'm going to be at this week's weekly average, but just every day. And then I'm just going to keep adding my calories going from there. So instead of having like lower days with 2 refeeds, no more refeeds, and just every day is going to be what that daily average was. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to like give away spreadsheets because I do not want people copying my reverse diet. This is me testing things out and doing things for me and doing things that work for me. And so that's where I'm at. And so basically like, it's technically being aggressive because I'm going to be going from eating 2,000 calories a day on Monday to 2,400 calories a day on Friday. But there's no 4, 5, 6,000 calorie day during that week. So even though I'll be eating 2,400 calories every day, I'll go like basically a 400 calorie daily increase in terms of like my days. There is no big bolus of food that week. So my weekly average will actually be the same as this past week, if not a little bit less starting next week, right? So like, you see what I'm saying? So like, instead of having refeeds because I don't want them anymore, I feel like I'm past that point. I'm just gonna bump my average, make my daily calories what my weekly average was or is. And you know, that really takes transitioning from food anxiety. So what is food anxiety? It goes back to like that dinner date with my wife. Like, you become so anal about the grams and the food, and there's a place for that, right? And that's why I said this video is for the people that really are trying to transition back into normal life. They're done dieting. They don't need to diet after this reverse diet, right? And they're not trying to like do some sport. They're just trying to get back to normal life. Maybe try something like this. Maybe if you're doing, you know, you've been doing lower calories with a big day, and that big day, it's fun and all, but like, you just don't feel like you need it. Maybe look at your weekly average, right? And go, okay, how about next week I start with where I'm at this week on my normal days. And every day just add, you know, like 10 grams of fat or well, what you need to add to get your calories up to your weekly average. And then just hold that. And then just maybe increase it by 50 to 100 calories a week after that until you hit your maintenance calories. Instead of worrying about, you know, refeeds. And now they're not a part of it. That's the caveat though. You can't have those crazy days anymore, or this won't work. You're just going to gain a bunch of fat. You don't want to do that. It's got to be controlled. That's why you have to think this through. The only reason I'm putting this video up is because I want to be more transparent with like my mindset and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I want to kind of like let you follow along with the journey. And if somebody's in the same position as me, maybe this is something that you can use to break out of that food anxiety chain, and you can kind of find that food freedom. But yeah, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just want to make that clear. I hope this makes sense. If this does not make sense and it was a lot of rambling, again, I have had a really hard time trying to find exactly how to explain this without sounding weird or insane. So that was super complicated. Put it in the message box below. I might work on like a video for like writing this all out on a marker board or something. We'll see. But yeah. Okay, I need to make meatloaf for dinner, so we're gonna go do that. I will see y'all then. All right, guys, so my mom is here, and we're going to have dinner with her, the wifey. Say hello, babe. Hi. For dinner, we've got some meatloaf. Look at that. Chewy. Ooh, boy, let's go. Meatloaf. We've got bone marrow, and then they're gonna have broccoli and cheese and cauliflower. So I'm gonna enjoy time with them, and I will see y'all later. Alright guys, so mom's gone, had a great time with her. I got to show her a bunch of like keto stuff and got to just like talk about, just catch up. And you know, I've been like stuck in my house with like nowhere to go and no one to talk to except for like my wife, which is awesome. But you know, just it was nice to, you know, get to talk to somebody else and just kind of enjoy their company. And yeah, so that's it for this vlog, guys. I hope that the stuff that we talked about earlier made sense. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comment box below. I definitely plan on picking up daily vlogs again, so that is coming soon. So stay tuned. You'll have a good night. I love y'all.